So next, ionic ionic bond. So ionic bond ante ఏంటి? So it was proposed by Kosel. So Kosel scientist given the explanation for the formation of ionic bond. So how it will be formed? The formation between two dissimilar elements due to the transfer of electron. Due to the transfer of electron. So for example, you can take the A atom and B atom. So A atom completely lose the one electron. This electron can be attracted by the B. So there is a complete electron transfer from A to B. Then that type of bond we can call as a ionic bond. So which can be involved in the formation of the ionic bond. So there is a losing of electron we are saying. So losing of electron can be shown by the metals. So this metals where it is placed in the periodic table means first A group, second A group and third A group elements. Means in the formation of the ionic bond, first A group elements, second A group elements and third A group elements can be involved as a donating of electrons. Next, B atom. The electron can be attracted by B atom. Means it is a gaining nature. So gaining nature shown by the non-metals. These non-metals are placed in the periodic table is a 5th A group, 6th A group and 7th A group elements. So the formation of ionic bond between donating atoms and gaining of atoms. So that I wrote here the the bond between cation and anion, the bond between metal and non-metal. So metals are first A group, second A group and third A group. Non-metals is 5th A, 6th A and 7th A. Means the bond between 1, 2, 3 groups with 5, 6, 7 groups, that bond can be called as a ionic bond. So in the bond formation, noble gases are the inactive due to it is already exist in a duplet or a octet configuration in the valence shell. So shall we check with one example? Then you can understood. So first we can take the NaCl. So first group element, first A group element, I am taking the sodium. 5th A group element, or you can take the 7th A first. 7th A group element is fluorine. Right. Sodium atomic number is 11. Then it can lose the electron. Then it will forms the Na plus 1 electron. So it is changes to the 2,8 configuration. First it is having a 2,8,1. Means first A group element sodium. It is loses the 1 electron. Then it is attain the stability. Then you can take the fluorine. Fluorine having the atomic number is 9, its configuration is 2,7. This electron can be gained by fluorine atom, which are the electron can be donated by sodium atom. That electron can be attracted by the nucleus of fluorine. So it will get that electron, then it will forms the negative charge. The configuration of 2, 8. So this is a donating atom. So this can be called as a donor. This can be called as a donor. All the donors can be named as cations. All the donors can be named as cations. Fluorine is gaining of electron. So this is the acceptor. This is the acceptor. All the acceptors can be named as anions. All the acceptors can be named as anions. So the bond between a cation and anion is called a ionic bond. So there is a bond between first A with 7th A, first A with 6th A, first A with 5th A. Same as usual with the second A group with 5th A, second A with 6th A, second A with 7th A group. Same. Third group. Third group also bond with 50, 60. Third A with seventh A. So here, what is the important question here? So they will ask the X element is belongs to the first A group element, Y element is belongs to the sixth group element. What is the molecular formula of that compound? For that, I wrote like this: first A combination with three different groups. See here, all the first A group valence is only one. Seventh A group valency also it is a 1. So here the compound will be formed X Y. So for all the first A group elements I have taken as first A group elements, all it is X element, 7, 6, 5. It is represented by Y element. So the bond between first A and seventh A group is XY. So for example, you can take the first A with 60A. 60A valency is 2. So that the chemical formula is X2Y. First A with 50A. 50A group valency is 3. So by the method of applying the crisscross method, then it is X3Y. Similarly, all the second A group valencies is 2, 50A group valency 3, 60A 2, 1. So opposite you have to write X3, Y2 here. X, Y, it is a 2 to it will come, the shortest notation X, Y. So here also this is a 2 and Y means X, Y2. Coming to the third, all the third group valencies is 3. This is a 3, 2, 1. So both are same. So there is the molecular formula is XY. Here the 3 and 2. So opposite X2, Y3. So this is a 3 and 1. So X, Y3. So this is the molecular formulas with the related with the first, second, third groups along with the fifth, sixth, seventh groups. So in that any element you can take, then you can directly check the molecular formula. Okay. So లోహ పరమాణువుల నుండి అలోహ పరమాణువులు అంటే మెటల్స్, నాన్ మెటల్స్ ఈ రెండింటి మధ్యన ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అనేటువంటిది బదలాయింపు, ద ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్. సో ఆ బదలాయింపు వల్ల క్యాటయాన్ మరియు యానయాన్ అనేటువంటిది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. డొనేట్ చేయడం వల్ల క్యాటయాన్ అంటే ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ని దానం చేయడం వల్ల క్యాటయాన్, ఆ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ని తీసుకోవడం వల్ల యానయాన్ అనేటువంటిది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. సో ఈ రెండింటి మధ్యన ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతుంది. సో ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవ్వడం వలన ఆ బదలాయింపు వలన వాటి మధ్యన స్థిర విద్యుత్ ఆకర్షణ బలం అనేటువంటిది ఏర్పడుతుంది. ఆ రెండు ఆటమ్స్ మధ్యన ఒక అట్రాక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ అనేటువంటిది డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. ఆ అట్రాక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ ని స్థిర విద్యుత్ ఆకర్షణ బలం అనేటువంటిది అంటాం. సో దీనివల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, ఆ రెండింటి మధ్యన ఆవేశం అనేటువంటిది న్యూట్రల్ గా ఉంటుంది, అంటే తటస్థంగా మారిపోతుంది. ఆ తటస్థంగా మారినటువంటి ఆ పదార్థాన్ని, ఆ సంయోగ పదార్థాన్ని మనము అయానిక బంధం ద్వారా ఏర్పడినటువంటి పదార్థంగా చెప్పవచ్చు. ఓకే. సో డెఫినేషన్ ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చూడండి. సో అయానిక్ బాండ్, ఇట్ వాస్ ప్రపోజ్డ్ బై ద కోసెల్. సో ద డెఫినేషన్ ఇస్ ద ఫార్మేషన్ between the two dissimilar elements by the transfer of electrons. The electron transferred between the two dissimilar elements, or the electron transferred between the metals and non-metals, or the bond formed between cation and anion. These are all the definitions we can write for the ionic bond. So in this, noble gases are inactive. Next, which are involved in bond formation means all the metal groups and all the non-metal groups, and the first year, second year, third year group along with the fifth, sixth, seventh. In this, which is the strongest ionic bond formation means highly reactive metal. Highly reactive metals are placed in the first year group. Highly reactive non-metals, that is belongs to the seventh year groups. These combinations can be gives the strongest ionic bond formations. Means like that they will ask the question as in NaCl, MgCl, NaCl and MgCl2. in this, which is strongest ionic bond formation, which will forms the stronger ionic bond, NaCl and MgCl. So sodium is belongs to the first A, chlorine is belongs to the seventh A, magnesium is belongs to the second A, this chlorine is the seventh A. So already we said this highly reactive of first A, highly reactive of non-metal seventh A. That bond is the very strongest one. So that sodium is first A, chlorine is seventh A. So that this is the strongest ionic bond will be formed here. Okay, there is a formation of the ionic bond. Then we will learn next. So now we have to discuss formation of a ionic bond. సో అయానిక బంధం అనేటువంటిది ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుంది అనేటువంటిది చూద్దాం. దీనిలో ముఖ్యంగా మూడు పాయింట్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో త్రీ స్టేజెస్. సో త్రీ టైప్స్ we have to write here. So first step is formation of cation. Second step is formation of anion. Third step is formation of the compound. These three we have to write, then only they will allot the marks. So we have to check formation of cation. Sir, what is the cation? Cation is nothing but it must be get the positive charge. When it will get the positive charge, when an atom will lose the electron or donate the electron, then that atom can get the positive charge. So that only we wrote here. An atom lose that electrons to get a octet configuration, then it will forms the cation. So the denotation is M gives M plus 1 electron. So how many electrons are losing here? That many we have to mention here. If it is 2 electrons, it is donating or losing, then we have to write down plus 2. If it is 3 electrons are losing, plus 3, we have to write. With respect to of that atom, we have to write the cation. If you take the sodium cation, Na plus, Mg we are taking, Mg plus 2, it will form. That we will see the next. Okay, first we are checking how should we write the formation of ionic bond. Okay, next, second step is formation of anion. Anion is nothing but a negative charge of the atom. Negative charge of the atom. So an atom gains that electron. So gains the electron. So here gains, then it will forms the anion. Here lose, then it will forms the cation. So here an atom gains the electron. How many electrons it will gains? To attain the stable configuration, that is the octet configuration, then it will forms the anion. So how we can represent this? X is an atom, it will gains the 1 electron, so we can write the X minus. If it is a 2 electrons are gaining, we have to denote the minus 2. So cation is formed, anion is formed. So already we discussed what is the ionic bond. The complete electron transfer between the two elements, or the bond between cation and anion. So here cation is formed, anion is formed. So what is the final step here? Formation of the compound. So compound ఎలా form అవుతుంది? So transfer of electron between the cations and anions. Then that due to that electron transfers, there is a attraction between the two elements or two atoms. That attraction we call as electrostatic force. Due to this, there is a bond between a cation and anion. That bond we can call as a ionic bond. How can we represent it? M plus cation, X minus anion. So these two are attracted by electrostatic force, then it will forms the Mx compound. So M is represent the cation from an atom, X is anion from respect to of its atom. So this is the compound. So we will check with one example. So how should we write? This is a general representation of the ionic bond. In the board exams, in the 10th class board exams, if they ask the write an formation of NaCl. So what is the key points we have to write in that paper? Means first we have to mention the formation of cation, then you have to mention the formation of anion, then finally you have to write the formation of compound. 3 steps ఉంటేనే మనకు ఫుల్ మార్క్స్ అనేటువంటిది ఇస్తారు. సో మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చూడండి, అయానిక బంధం అనేటువంటిది ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుంది? సో అయానిక బంధం ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుంది? సో క్యాటయాన్ అనేటువంటిది ఏర్పడాలి ఫస్ట్. క్యాటయాన్ ఏర్పడటం. క్యాటయాన్ ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుంది అంటే ఆ అణువులో నుంచి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ డొనేట్ చేసినప్పుడు అంటే లూజ్ అయినప్పుడు అది క్యాటయాన్ అనేటువంటిది ఫార్మేషన్ అవుతుంది. యానయాన్ ఎలా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది? ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ని తన వైపు తీసుకున్నప్పుడు అంటే ఇట్ విల్ బి గెయిన్స్ దట్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్, అది యానయాన్ గా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. క్యాటయానికి యానయానికి మధ్య ఉన్నటువంటి విద్యుదాకర్షణ బలం వల్ల, దట్ వి కెన్ సే యాస్ ఎలక్ట్రోస్టాటిక్ ఫోర్స్, ఆ విద్యుదాకర్షణ బలం వలన మనకు అయానిక బంధం అనేటువంటిది ఏర్పడుతుంది. You can check with the example. So example is given as, write down NaCl formation. NaCl formation. So what is the condition here? First we have to write the formation of cation. So first formation of cation. సో ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ క్యాటయాన్. క్యాటయాన్ ఎలా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది? సార్ ఇచ్చినటువంటి కాంపౌండ్ లో క్యాటయాన్ ఏంటి, యానయాన్ ఏంటి? క్యాటయాన్ యానయాన్ ని ఎలా గుర్తించాలి అంటే మనకి ఇచ్చినటువంటి కాంపౌండ్ లో ఫస్ట్ ఏ గ్రూప్, సెకండ్ ఏ గ్రూప్, థర్డ్ ఏ గ్రూప్. అంటే ఫస్ట్ గ్రూప్ హైడ్రోజన్ రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉన్నటువంటి ఎలిమెంట్స్ హైడ్రోజన్, లిథియం, సోడియం, పొటాషియం, రుబీడియం. సెకండ్ గ్రూప్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ బెరీలియం, మెగ్నీషియం, కాల్షియం, స్ట్రాన్షియం, బేరియం. థర్డ్ ఏ గ్రూప్ boron, aluminium, gallium. So first A, second A, third A. If this all the group of elements are considered as cations. ఈ గ్రూప్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఏ ఎలిమెంట్స్ అయినా సరే మనం క్యాటయాన్ గా కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇంకా సింపుల్ గా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడం ఎలా అంటే మెటల్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో, if it is given a compound which is metal, if it is the compound having the metal, that should be considered as a cation. ఇచ్చినటువంటి దానిలో మెటల్ ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? సోడియం. సో ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ క్యాటయాన్ అన్నప్పుడు we can take the sodium. So sodium. So what is atomic number here? 11. Sir, what is the configuration for the sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So it is having the three shells. In that it is having the first shell having the 2 electrons, second shell having the 8 electrons, third shell having the 1 electron. See here, if it is loose of 1 electron, then will attain the stable configuration of noble gases or octet configuration. So it will try to lose off 1 electron. So that I will write into the statement, sodium will lose that electron. Sodium will lose 1 electron to attain stability. To attain the stability. So how it will lose that electron? That equation we have to represent. So sodium 11. So that is a 2, 8, 1 configuration. Then it will lose as of 1 electron. So we can write the Na plus 1 plus 1 electron. See 1 electron lose in. So what is the configuration here now? 2, 8. 2, 8. 2, 8 configuration represent neon configuration. So it is getting the noble gas configuration. Right, from the sodium ion is formed. That we can consider as a cation. So second, what is the second step? Formation of anion. Formation of anion. So what is the anion here? All the non-metals we can consider into the anions. So 5th A group, 6th A group, 7th A group elements we can consider as anions. So what is the chlorine atomic number? 17. So what is the configuration here? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So it is also having the 3 shells. So in these 3 shells, first shell having the 2 electrons, second shell having the 8 electrons, third shell having the 7 electrons. So it is required the 1 electron, then it will attain the stable configuration. So here sodium is loses 1 electron. So this 1 electron can be attracted by this chlorine, then it will get that plus 1 electron. Okay, sodium lose అయినటువంటి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఫ్రీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు that free of electron can be attracted by the chlorine atom. So it will get the configuration of, so chlorine will gain one electron to attain the stability. So this electron is produced by sodium atom, so that in the between the two nucleus there is a electrostatic attraction, because there is a attraction of electrons. So how we can represent this? Chlorine 17 to 8 7. So it is getting the one electron plus one electron, then it will forms the Cl minus, configuration of 2 8 8 2 8 8. Then cation is formed, anion is formed. So what is the third step here? Formation of the compound. Formation of compound. So what is the cation here? Na plus. So sodium Na plus 1. It is reacting with Cl minus 1. Cl minus 1. So it will forms the Na plus Cl minus. Both are exchanging of sodium is completely transfer of one electron only. Chlorine also required only one electron, and both valence is only 1. So that we can write Na plus Cl minus. This further we can write as a NaCl. So that is a compound formation. So once again you can see here NaCl formation. If they asked a question of explain the formation of the NaCl compound, or define ionic bond, explain with one example. So how should we explain? So for NaCl formation, I am taking the example. So first we have to write the formation of the cation. Then what is the cation here? Sodium. Sodium configuration. If it is lose the one electron, then it will attain the stable of a noble gas configuration. Then formation of anion. Chlorine configuration is 287. It is required the one electron. That electron can be donated by, completely transferred by sodium atom, so that there is a bond between sodium and chlorine. That we can represent in the formation of the compound. Cation of sodium, anion of chlorine can be attracted by the electrostatic force. Then it will forms the NaCl compound. So this is the formation. ఇప్పుడు MgCl2 ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుందో చూద్దాం. ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద MgCl2. MgCl2 అనేటువంటిది అయానిక్ బాండ్ సంబంధించినటువంటి ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సార్ ఎలా చెప్పగలుగుతున్నాం అంటే ఇక్కడ మెగ్నీషియం అండ్ క్లోరిన్ ఒక మెటల్ నాన్ మెటల్ ఉంది, సో దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు ద అయానిక్ బాండ్. సో ఎలా రాయాలి సార్? ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద MgCl2. సో మెగ్నీషియం క్లోరైడ్ is formed from the elements of magnesium and chlorine. MgCl2 ఎలా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అంటున్నాము? మెగ్నీషియం మరియు క్లోరిన్ యొక్క పరమాణువుల నుంచి ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్తున్నాం. సో ఫస్ట్ ఏం రాయాలి ఇందులో? క్యాటయాన్ ఫార్మేషన్. సో మెగ్నీషియం క్లోరిన్, ఇందులో క్యాటయాన్ ఏది? మెగ్నీషియం. సో మెగ్నీషియం కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ is 282. then it will lose the 2 electrons, then attain the octet configuration. Then cation formation here Mg plus 2. So ఇక్కడ స్టేట్మెంట్ రాశారు. సో మెగ్నీషియం atom lose the 2 electrons, to get the octet configuration, and it will forms the cation in the form of Mg plus 2. మెగ్నీషియం atom 2 ఎలక్ట్రాన్లను కోల్పోయి Mg plus 2 గా మారుతుంది. ఇది cation ఫార్మేషన్. నెక్స్ట్ anion. anion ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? క్లోరిన్. సో క్లోరిన్ configuration is 287. it will gains the 1 electron. So logic చూడండి ఇక్కడ. Magnesium is losing 2 electrons, but chlorine is required only 1 electron, so that 2 chlorine atoms can involve in the formation of MgCl2. So by the checking of the molecular formula, then we can identify there only magnesium attached with 2 chlorine atoms. Means magnesium can provide the 2 electrons. Each chlorine atom will get the 1 electron. So that only we denote here. So chlorine atom 287, it is required the 1 electron, then it will gain the 1 electron to attain the stability of argon configuration. క్లోరిన్ పరమాణువు ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ని గ్రహించుకొని ఆర్గాన్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ విన్యాసాన్ని పొందుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ ఒక క్లోరిన్ ఆటమ్ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ మాత్రమే అవసరం. కానీ మెగ్నీషియం నుంచి ఎన్ని ఎలక్ట్రాన్లు డొనేట్ అవుతున్నాయి? 2 ఎలక్ట్రాన్లు అనేటువంటిది డొనేట్ అవుతున్నాయి. కాబట్టి ఈ 2 ఎలక్ట్రాన్లకు 2 క్లోరిన్ ఆటంలు అవసరం. 2 క్లోరిన్ పరమాణువులు ఒక మెగ్నీషియంతో ఫార్మేషన్ కావడం వల్ల MgCl2 అనేటువంటిది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. సో దీనికి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఆన్సర్. Formation of aluminum chloride. So aluminum chloride is formed from the elements of aluminum and chlorine. So here the cation is aluminum, anion is chlorine. So cation formation, the metal aluminum, the configuration is 283, 13 atomic number. Then it will lose off 3 electrons, then it will attain the stability of octet configuration. So Al plus 3. So aluminium atom lose the 3 electrons, it will forms the Al plus 3 cation. Next, what is the anion here? Chlorine. So chlorine atom requires the 1 electron, then it will gains the 1 electron from the aluminium atom. But here aluminium can loses 3 electrons, so that 3 chlorine atoms can participate in the formation of AlCl3. So each chlorine atom gains the 1 electron, forms the Cl minus ion. Then 3 Al plus 3 plus 3 chlorine atoms then can forms the AlCl3. So aluminium chloride అణువు ఏర్పడేటువంటి విధానం. ఇందులో క్యాటయాన్ వచ్చేసి అల్యూమినియం, యానియాన్ వచ్చేసి క్లోరిన్ పరమాణువు. అల్యూమినియం పరమాణువు 3 ఎలక్ట్రాన్లను కోల్పోయి Al+3 గాను, ప్రతి క్లోరిన్ పరమాణువు ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ని గ్రహించి Cl మైనస్ అయాన్ గాను మారుతుంది. సో అల్యూమినియం నుంచి విడుదలైనటువంటి 3 ఎలక్ట్రాన్లు, 3 electrons are loosed by aluminum atom. This 3 electrons, ఈ 3 ఎలక్ట్రాన్లు ప్రతి ఒక్క క్లోరిన్ ఆటము ఒక్కొక్క ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ని గ్రహించి 3 క్లోరిన్ ఆటంలో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాయి. సో Al plus 3 plus 3 chlorine atoms and forms the AlCl3. How the ionic bond formation already completed. So now we can see how the ions are arranged in the ionic compounds. Ionic compounds maximum it is in a solid state. So how it is a solid state is formed. So we can see here. So electrostatic force of force is a non-directional bond. Means it is not having any particular x direction, y direction or z direction. So it is in the 360 degrees the electrostatic forces will be there. So that each cation can be attached with some number of anions. Particularly we can see that NaCl compound, each sodium ion can be attached with 6 chlorine anions. Vice versa, means each chlorine atom also having attached with 6 sodium ions. So we can see that structure is a face-centered cubic lattice structure. Face-centered cube. So you can say this this is a cube. In this, if you keep the sodium ion here, each cube having the 6 faces. For example, how to say my face? I am Na plus. So my front side and back side. This is the 2 phases. Right and left. These are the 2 phases. So total 4. Next top and bottom. Total 6 phases. Like this. So top chlorine atom, bottom chlorine atom. So right side, left side, front. This is the front face. So this is the chlorine atom and this is the back face. This is the chlorine atom. So each sodium atom, each sodium ion attached with 6 chlorine atoms. So like cation can be attached with how many number of anions? That number can be named as a coordination number. Like NaCl, cesium chloride also having a body-centered cubic lattice structure. Here the coordination number is 8. So factors of ionic bond. Factors affecting ionic bond. Ionic bond the factors affect ante ela telusko. So factors affecting means if it is increase the size, then what will happen? Means it is a more formation of the cations or less formation of the anions. So which type of the factors is there? Means atomic size, ionization potential, electron affinity, electronegativity. If it is increase the atomic size, it is favorable to the cation formation. It is unfavorable for anion. Means anion formation could be reduced, cation formation will be increased. So like that, ionization potential is increased, cation formation decreases. Means next, electron affinity, electronegativity. But there is a one condition is there. The both atoms electronegativity must be should differ with a 1.9 value. Then only that compound considered as a ionic compound. If it is a lesser than 1.9, that can be considered as a covalent compound. So that we wrote electronegativity differs is equal or greater than of 1.9. Actually, it is a 1.7, but as per our 10th class textbook, it is a 1.9 value. So, if it is greater values are equal, that compound can be called as a ionic compound. If the less than 1.9, that can be called as a covalent compounds.